Husband texted me that he left for 2 days with no warning. Life has been stressful and like a lot of people we've been under a lot of pressure individually and relationally. I am sympathetic to needing a break for sure. He'd recently gotten a concussion as well, which is miserable, and had mentioned planning a solo trip somewhere a couple times, and he's done them in the past. We had talked about our day. I felt like we had a nice morning and I left to go run errands and was going to pick him up after work. While I was out I called him to ask a question and he didn't answer. I was concerned he left his phone at home when he, supposedly, left for work, but a few minutes later I got a text saying that he was feeling stressed and overwhelmed and that he's sorry it's short notice but he's leaving for 2 days to stay with a relative and disconnecting from his phone and will text me tomorrow to check in, and that, hopefully we can use this time to refocus. Like I said, I am so understanding of needing a break from life, and it seems like it was needed for him. However, I have conflicting feelings over this. I was beside myself worried. He's never just up and left, and I was freaking out until I could get a hold of his relative and make sure he was there, and was relieved to know he was safe. In moments of feeling so much that a person can't think is one thing. I've been there before too, but sending a text and immediately going no contact for 2 days is something that as a spouse, doesn't sit well with me. If he had called instead of texted, or even called later in the day, maybe when he wasn't so overwhelmed, just to let me know he was alright, I would have been a different story. So the next day when he checked in, he sent me a text saying he was sorry I was blindsided by the sudden decision and knows this is uncomfortable for me, and thanked me for giving him time to process. When I asked if he could just hear his voice, he said he couldn't do that and hasn't contacted me again. I know that when discussing mental health it's important to prioritize the person struggling, and to say I'm upset he won't call me might seem kinda shallow, but truthfully if I'm trying to be in a partnership with someone who just walked out the door is concerning to me in regards to maintaining trust, which we have been working on in counseling. I want to be supportive and understanding, but this hurts like hell. He is in therapy, I am in therapy, and we were supposed to have couples counseling today, ironically, but that's not happening now.
Enjoy with my stories channel.